Not the best weather to shoot in, but we had no choice but to shoot today.
Hey! This looks so stressful.
All of this
On this bike
for 2 weeks.
for 2 people
So join us today as we are prepping this R1300GS Adventure
for both hotel night stays.
as well as for motocamping. So if you're thinking about taking your GSA on a longer trip with a passenger, this video is for you. So whether you've never done it before or you're a seasoned 2-up traveler, we're gonna walk you through how we prep and pack for a 2-week 2-up trip. And as I don't really want to cheat here and just assume what a passenger would bring, I brought a friend and colleague with me here today.
Hi guys, I'm Jennifer Maria. I'm a collaboration coordinator at Lone Rider. I spend a lot of time working with our products and advising our riders on what products are going to suit them best. I usually ride my own bike, but today I'm going as pillion with Alex. I spent a lot of years as a pillion before getting my own license, so hopefully I can share some insights.
And that's exactly why I wanted you here today. You see, most packing guides are made up entirely from the rider's point of view, but when you're traveling 2-up, your packing list and volume, that changes a bit. So you need to start negotiating on space, agree on priorities, and make sure the bike doesn't end up looking like it's just the kitchen sink that is missing, if you know what I mean.
So we figured we would talk you through what we would take and why, and hopefully you pick up some useful ideas for your own trip.
So today we are building a hotel-based touring setup first. And then at the end, we'll show you what changes when we're swapping hotels for motocamping.
And just so you know, this video is purely about the gear and the packing. We're not covering anything to do with routes or documentation. So yeah, we hope you find it useful.
Guess no time to waste, so let's jump straight into it. But before we start mounting anything, let's talk a little bit of what kind of different luggage system you can choose from and how they differ from each other. Basically, there are 3 main systems. You have soft luggage, then you have semi-rigid and also aluminum luggage, and they are all built for different types of purposes. So first we have soft luggage, which basically is a lightweight rackless system, meaning you don't need any particular racks to mount them to your bike. You just simply strap them to the sides and to the top rear, and you're all set and good to go. And soft luggage is perfect for solo trips where you want to keep the bike as light and nimble as possible, especially if you're heading off-road or doing a good mix of tarmac and gravel. However, just keep in mind they are not the best for 2-up riding because they are actually intended to be mounted on top of where the passenger seat is. I mean, yes, you can of course mount them back here, but the idea with soft luggage is that you want to keep the weight as low as possible, and usually you don't need a rear rack to mount them basically, so keep that in mind.
We then have our hybrid system we call semi-rigid, meaning they look more or less and function like hard panniers, however they have a lot of give. So if you do happen to take a tumble when you're off-roading, these are a lot safer.
And last but not least, we have hard cases. Now, these are made from aluminum and stainless steel. They are fully lockable and even coatable to the original BMW keys. And they also offer the best convenience out of all 3 systems. There are numerous ways of expanding the capacity on these, but a little bit more on that later.
So which ones are we going with?
For a 2-week 2-up trip on road with the GS Adventure, I'd definitely recommend sticking to a hard case system. And the reason for that is that we are 2 people on the bike. Convenience will be absolutely top priority, as there will be a lot of opening and closing the lids. And it's the only system, at least from the top luggage point of view, that has a proper backrest for you. And that's important so you can stay relaxed throughout the whole trip.
Right, perfect. Let's get going.
Okay, let's go. A common mistake is that people tend to overpack when heading out on a multi-week trip, bringing, for example, 1 change of clothes per day, meaning that a 2-week trip would result in 10 to 15 pairs of underwear, equally many t-shirts, a few sweatshirts and jackets, a few pair of shoes, several pants and so on. And I actually have to admit, I more or less did that myself in my early days of adventure riding, so I know how quickly the panniers will fill up while doing this.
How bad was it?
Well, let's leave that to the past, shall we? So, How do we get around this and avoid packing too much? A good start is to lay out everything you want to bring on the floor, and I really mean everything. Then split it into 3 piles. Things you will need every single day, things you will need occasionally, and things that would just be nice to have. Now, remove the nice to haves entirely. Then look at what's left and ask yourself, can I wash this along the way? If yes, cut the quantity down to a minimum. 2 hoodies become 1, 2 pairs of pants become 1, 5 t-shirts become 2, and so on. A pro tip for multi-week trips: stick to merino wool for as much as you can. T-shirts, underwear, socks, base layers, hoodies, you name it. I'd also strongly recommend a set of travel packing cubes. They keep everything organized and make it much easier to find what you need without tearing your bags apart. Now, let's see how much space we've actually saved. Everything we just removed, the nice to haves, the duplicates, let's try to fit all of it into a single pannier. And as you can see, it doesn't even fit. All of this extra weight and bulk just for one person. Now imagine doubling that when you're riding 2 up. And a great thing with merino wool is that it wicks moisture away very quickly and it dries fast when it becomes wet, especially considering now it's raining. And it also doesn't smell, or at least not for a good while. I can wear the same shirt for several days on end and it's fine, whereas a synthetic shirt would start smelling more or less on day 1. I always try to avoid cotton as much as possible, even though it's comfortable to wear, as it takes forever to dry basically, meaning a t-shirt wet from sweat or rain will take forever to dry and it will become very sticky when the temperature drops.
And are there any downsides to merino wool?
Not really. I mean, a common misconception is that merino wool is itchy, but then again, I thought so also in the beginning, but I've been using it for well over 2 years now, and for me, it's not itchy. Again, I'm using all the merino wool, at least the shirts and the underpants from Climb, and the rest is the underwear. It's from a Danish company, I think, Danish Endurance, and then the same for the socks. I can only recommend this, the really, really good stuff. So, to summarize what I actually packed for a multi-week trip, including the stuff I wear right now, which is underwear, the t-shirt, all that kind of stuff, is 2 extra t-shirts in merino wool, 2 sets of underwear, and 2 pair of socks. And then I have these casual pants. I mean, now they're soaked because it's more or less pissing down. But once the sun comes out, these dry up in no time. And also what I have on me now, because it's quite cold, what is it, 6, 7, 8 degrees something. It's not very warm, so I have my merino wool hoodie on me. Otherwise, that would go here. And then for really cold evenings, I have my Climb compressible down jacket, which packs in its own pocket really, really neatly. All of these go into a set of travel packing cubes, and me personally, for this trip, I only use the medium size compressible cube. Then for shoes, I bring more or less waterproof or water resistant shoes with me, and I of course store them in the shoe bag that comes with the travel packing cubes. And that helps also. I mean, if your shoes are a little bit stinky, a little bit dirty, dusty, wet, whatever, put them in the shoe bag and they will not like cross-contaminate the rest of your apparel in your inner bag. And then last but not least, my toiletry bag, the smaller version. And here I have all the basics. I mean, toothpaste, toothbrush, deodorant, small medications, this kind of stuff, nail clippers, what have you.
That's everything.
This is the toilet bag because in hotels, you can, I mean, they offer shampoo, shower gel, all this kind of stuff. They have towels. So that's why I deliberately do not bring all these bulky items for nothing, because it's already there. And I mean, if I do need to wash, because I only bring like all in all, including what I wear, 3 setups of clothing, I can wash that in the sink basically in the hotel. And I mean, that's the worst case. Often, like with nicer hotels, they always have a laundry service, but yeah, I mean, this is it. I try to keep it as minimal as possible to reduce bulk and also reduce weight. But that's enough of my parts. What do you bring, Jennifer?
Okay, so I have 3 merino wool base layer tops. I have 3 pairs of socks. I then have, because I packed for a hotel trip, just haven't gone quite as lightweight as over here. But yeah, so when I get to a new town, I like to have a shower and then head out and go for maybe a couple of drinks and go for a nice meal and stuff. So I have packed 2 nice tops, nice pair of trousers and a lightweight cardi. I have my trainers and then I have my charging kits for everything, my cardo and phone and everything, dry shampoo, which is a definite must for me. I have my shampoo, conditioner and hair oil. So ladies with long hair or guys with long hair will understand the hair oil.
And just a side note, I'm bringing Ashley in my toilet bag a little bit of smaller beard oil, but
yeah, he wasn't going to tell you. He wasn't going to tell you, but and then all my other toiletries and makeup in here, and then that's it. Yeah. So a slightly bougier option. This isn't off-roading for me. This isn't packing for camping. So yeah, that would be me staying in hotels.
All right, let's start packing in this downpour. And I say it's only fair that we get 1 pannier each and also 1 mini bag each. That way everything will be way more efficient as we both know where our personal belongings are. Mm-hmm. Now, also with each motor pannier comes an inner bag. And this is extra useful because this means that I can put everything inside in here and then bring this one to the hotel room instead of bringing the whole pannier. And it's also waterproof, extra convenient today. Not necessarily inside the pannier, but when you're walking to and from the hotel room. But that's it, let's start packing. And like I said, I used a medium mesh cube. And again, I would never pack wet apparel like this, but we can't do much about the weather today, unfortunately. So just assume that everything here is nice and dry and it's sunshine and it's dry.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, if this would be a live thing, that this would be this soaked, I mean, just a few minutes or maybe half an hour in the sun and all of this here, thanks to being merino wool, would be dry in no time. So this basically it. This is all my apparel minus my hoodie and my down jacket. And then for the shoes, like I said, put them in the shoe bag. What you can do, either you can do it like this if you have a lot of space, or if you want to save space, you can basically put your shoes like this and it's gonna be really, really compressed. Put it like this. And then let's put everything into the inner bag. Nice and easy, and that's it.
Okay.
Right, let's get these into the panniers.
I don't think I'm going to make it.
And here, guys, I want to show you something that's really special with the motor panniers, is that with each motor pannier, you will receive a lid organizer system that goes inside of the lid. And that's basically a Velcro panel with removable mesh pockets. And there are 4 pockets, 1 bigger pouch and then 1 mesh pouch, a little bit stretch band panel, and then of course also a pouch that you can use to store your multi-tool or flashlight or whatever. And in this bigger pocket, I store all the smallest essentials. So it can be like mechanical gloves if I do need to do roadside maintenance and I want to get my hands dirty and get my riding gloves dirty thereafter. And then there's like electrical tape. I have my power bank and charging cables, like a washing line, and also have like mosquito spray, this kind of stuff. Even though we're not going motor camping right now here, I mean, you can always be exposed to mosquitoes anyway, so it's always good. And then I also make sure to bring a headlamp with a charger, always good to have. If something happens after the sun has gone down or you have a really early start, whatever, it's always good to have a headlamp. Have some zip ties, a lighter, and then here also the multi-tool. A really, really neat way of organizing your smallest essentials without having to start dig through the whole inner bag. And
That's
basically it. And like I mentioned, guys, we're having one motor pannier and one mini bag each. On the 1300GS Adventure, it's really, really cool because on the side of the tank, as long as you have the attachment points for the original side bags, you can mount our mini bags here. You basically start by mounting them with the molly straps here, but very important, they cannot solely rely on that attachment. You need to use the G-hook straps. And then I've also attached the new bottle holder V2. This is the single version. If you want to know how I attach everything together, just let me know down in the comments and I'll do a separate video on that because it takes a little bit of time to showcase everything. But all in all, this is basically what I use this mini bag for is my hoodie and my down jacket, and that's basically makes everything full. Maybe some spare summer riding gloves, whatever. And Jennifer on her side, she has space to bring whatever she needs extra, like can be a hoodie, extra pairs of trousers, maybe rain gear, whatever. So it's a really neat way to expand your capacity fast. So let's talk a little bit about riding gear, because the risk or chance of riding in rain during a 2-week-long 2-up trip is quite high. So regarding rain protection, here you basically got 2 options. You either invest in a Gore-Tex suit or bring a separate rain suit, just like we have done here today. But if you do go the Gore-Tex route, I would definitely recommend avoiding suits with this removable Gore-Tex liner, because what happens in heavy rain is that the outer jacket and pants will completely soak up like a kitchen sponge. They get really heavy, they lose much of their insulation, and yes, while you stay dry underneath, you will definitely feel much heavier and colder. So instead, I would recommend that you go for a suit that works like a shell with a non-removable membrane. That way you can layer up underneath as the weather gets bad, and the outer layer stays light because it's not absorbing so much water. One thing to keep in mind though, Gore-Tex keeps you dry as long as the vapor pressure, as they call it, on the inside is higher than on the outside. And this is actually why so many Gore-Tex gloves seem to start leaking when you turn the grip heating all the way up. The heat changes the pressure differential basically. So if you know that you might be riding in continuous rain for days, it's not really a bad idea to bring a set of thinner rain jacket and pants with you, even if you do have Gore-Tex. But today, as I said, I'm not wearing a Gore-Tex suit underneath my rain suit here. I'm using my summer suit, the Climb Dakar, which is completely non-waterproof. And on the outside, the jacket and pants here is the Enduro S4. So that means that that's basically what I need to do to stay dry. And regarding gloves, I have separate gloves with me also. Waterproof, a little bit thicker. They are definitely also longer, so they fill 2 purposes. They both keep me warm and dry. And then also for my boots, these are like Gore-Tex boots. It's the Alpine Star's Tech 7 Dry Star. They keep my feet dry, and I would not go on a long trip without these boots, and they're also quite good protection. But that's enough about my gear. Jennifer, what are you wearing today?
Yeah, so I have my Belstaff under here, a Belstaff trophy, my Dainese trousers, and my Alpine Stars, I think they're Tech 1 these. And I have a waterproof outer shell on. As you can see, these are a little bit oversized. I probably should have given them a good try on before I left home, but they're doing the job, I guess. Looking a little bit like Marshmallow Man. But anyway, my gloves that I was wearing during the day were just kind of midway all year round ones. And in here I have my waterproof gloves.
Yeah, and if it would be sunny here today, we would not be wearing our rain suit for obvious reasons. So then we would show you that we would pack them in the top case, which is at the moment completely empty. And that's in the lid also. We have a lid net I'm going to show you in a bit where we store our spare gloves and stuff. But that's enough for personal gear. Let's take a look at our emergency items, which you should always have with you regardless of if you're doing a day trip or a long trip. How we store them and what we bring. So when heading out on a long trip, or any trip for that matter, it's always a good idea to be prepared for mishaps and accidents. This means that you should compile an emergency kit consisting of things like a first aid kit, a tire repair kit, a portable air compressor, some mechanic gloves, a multi-tool, some zip ties, duct tape, electrical tape, this kind of stuff. Simply the stuff you never think about until something goes wrong. But even if you're not the one affected by an emergency, you might actually encounter other fellow bikers that might need some help. And that's when it's great to be able to assist them. This has actually happened to me more than a few times where others got, for example, a flat tire, and as I had stuff with me, I could help them. But you really also want to make sure that you pack these items so they don't get soaked during rain, like we have here today. And this is where a set of MicroBags comes so well in handy. In our case, we have 2 of them in total. On this side, we have, first of all, toilet paper, because you never know, and also a plastic bag for trash or whatever you need to use it for. And then we also have a first aid kit in this one, just like the patch says here. And then if we go over to the other side, here we basically have a full kit of an air compressor, a tire repair kit, and everything I need to do to fix a flat tire. And the best part also with attaching the MicroBags a little bit farther back on the MotoCase is that they will not interfere at all with the operation of the lid. So that's basically it. We're all set for a 2-up trip and have fitted everything into a set of panniers and a top case, and then of course our additional accessory bags. And on top of this, we do still have some room over in all of them if we need it. So this particular setup holds roughly 130 liters of volume in total.
Nice, but if we wanted to squeeze in some moto camping in this lovely weather, would we sacrifice comfort?
Yeah, I mean, why not? I mean, it's a perfect weather to go camping, so I'm glad you asked. And that's also where you're gonna see the beauty of running a setup like this, because it's modular and also easily adaptable. So everything we packed so far, we need to reorganize everything a little bit. We need to add some bags, not too large one, because we want to keep the bulk down. And then we're also gonna have a look at what we actually need for spending a few nights under the stars.
Nice.
So the thing with motocamping when you're going solo is that you only need to bring 1 item each of everything. Basically, you're just packing for yourself. However, when you're going 2-up motocamping, you need to start doubling up on a few things. Not everything, but definitely a few things. One of them is the sleeping bags. So we have here 2 sleeping bags. We also have 2 sleeping mattresses, 2 chairs, because we really don't want to sit on the ground while we're eating. What we can share though is the camping table, which is packed in this bag. We can also share the kitchen, because inside there are 2 kind of larger pots, so that's more than enough to cook. There's also a frying pan inside. And then also we have 1 gas canister, and that canister, that size, that lasts really, really long. You can get so many meals out of it. For washing and for doing the dishes, especially, we're bringing this kind of biodegradable dish soap and a small sponge. This is like the dishwasher kit, if you will, and also be able to wash our clothes if needed. We bring these dry bags at 1 10-liter dry bag and another 20-liter. And with these, we can simply and easily wash our clothes, hang them up with the washing line I showed you earlier. And that's basically, it's gonna be super quick, especially merino wool. It dries up so fast in the sun. But if we have a look at the tent, which model do we bring for this trip and why?
Yes, we are bringing the MotoTent, which is the larger of our two tents, and it's also on the garage on the side, so you can park your bike inside if you want to keep it nice and dry. If not, you can park your bike just straight outside and you can have a nice little warm covered area to have your meals, which is what we did when we had this MotoTent a few years ago.
Yeah, especially good with considering today's weather. I mean, just sitting inside and do cooking.
Very useful, yeah, definitely. And then also, I mean, something else that I would bring if you're going off-roading to find somewhere to camp, I would always take an InReach. Or going off-roading in general, if you get out a signal and you obviously want to call for some sort of emergency help. Touch wood, I've never had to, but you never know, so always pack it.
So the question is, how now will we fit all of this onto the bike without adding too much bulk to it? Luckily, we have a plan and we're gonna show you exactly how and why we do it. So what we figured works best for us is to basically empty the MotoPanniers inner bags on the personal gear, and we're gonna move that over to our brand new Pannier Pack. And this is basically a 14-liter dry pack, you'd say, that you put on top of the MotoPanniers. Because in the MotoPanniers, we wanna keep the camping gear because that's much more bulky. I'm gonna start moving this over. And as you can see here, just all my personal gear, and as well as my down jacket, which I normally carry in the mini bag anyways, I still have a few liters over. And a good thing with this also is that you have a mesh pocket here, so you can easily organize your smaller essentials if you do need that extra space. I can actually also fit the toiletry bag in the Pannier Pack, absolutely no problem. Because then I know I have everything collected in one spot, so that's really, really neat. And then let's pack the sleeping bags and mattresses and stuff inside the inner bag. That's mine.
Oh,
thank you.
Sorry. Thank you.
So sleeping bag, sleeping mattress, shoes, because they're a little bit more bulky, they don't really fit, at least not mine, in the Pannier Pack. This is basically it. The rest of the items, they're going into the top case, and let's have a look at how we pack that. So in the top case, we start with the camping table. We have both camping chairs. Then we have the outdoor kitchen and the fuel for it. We have the dry bags, we have the mugs. And then we have the cleaning. And still a little bit of space over for other items and food, water, whatever you might need. So let's get the inner bags and the Pannier Packs installed on the panniers. All locked in, all good to go. So basically that's it. The only item remaining now to fit onto this setup is the MotoTent. And now you basically have two positions, or three in reality, to choose from. Either you can go on the top case. Yes, it's not the most optimal place because you're gonna have a lot of weight very high up, which might affect the handling of the bike a little bit. But the only other options is either on top of the Pannier Pack, and you don't get it much lower than that, or the other side as well. Usually if you go solo camping, then you put the tent on the passenger seat, but that's not really an option this time. So we have decided to strap it basically with rock straps to the top of the motor case, and that's it. So that's it, guys. This is what we each bring, how we organize it, and what changes when we're adding motocamping to the trip. If you want to grab the same system or modify it a bit and create your own, we've listed all items and products with links to our website down in the description.
And of course, if you're yourself an experienced two-up rider and you've got some more tips and tricks to share, please do so in the comments. It helps everyone else as well.
And if you found this video useful, please consider subscribing and hit that bell icon so you get notified when we release our next video. We got plenty of more coming this summer. So with that said, guys, thanks again for watching, and as always,
Ride safe.
not the best weather to shoot in, but we had no choice but to shoot today. Where's front and where's back? Is this rear? Yes. I'm trying to figure out how this works. Oh yeah, okay. So usually I go with a Gore-Tex suit so I don't have to deal with this, but unfortunately I don't have one at the moment because I crashed and destroyed my Badlands.
Hey! This looks so stressful. You're so close. Yes.
So.
Big boy.
So, rain pants on.